Hey guys, Edgar here. Finally making a video that I've been putting off for quite some time. I'm repairing this Pixel. This is a very old Pixel. It's the Pixel XL. It's the very first one, so super old in technology terms. But the screen is like burnt. It's got the burnt images on it, so we need to fix that. So this is a screen slash, and the battery is trash. The battery is very much trash. Today is tax day. Today is the 15th, 2026. And I've never done this before. I have absolutely no clue what I'm doing. And if I must be vulnerable and honest, that's been a little bit of the reason why I haven't done this video. Is I don't know what I'm doing. I have zero clue what I'm doing. I bought a lot of the stuff at iFixit. That seems to be the place to go. But I did get this one, the battery from Repair Universe. And my experiences with both companies vastly different. The Repair Universe, they sold me this battery and it was maybe like 2 weeks before I actually got it. It's not the end of the world. Obviously it took me a long time to make the video anyways, but I suppose if I was doing this for a client, a customer, or it was an emergency, it took forever to get the stuff, and it wasn't even in stock. They sold it as if it was in stock. And later I found out that it was actually back order. It was not labeled as a back order item. So that was frustrating, but I did get it. It was relatively inexpensive. Very few places had this battery because, again, this is pretty old telephone. Now, my experience with iFixit, vastly different, a lot better, a lot easier. Items arrived within a few days. And what I got from them was the screen, the actual screen. And then I did opt to buy the kit. I already have a lot of this stuff that's right here, but I did opt to pay the extra $10 to get the kit. And mostly because this kit also includes the adhesive. So that's the biggest thing I was worried about is the adhesive. That's why I bought it. And then I also got the dust mesh for the earpiece. So anyways, oh, it also comes with this. They call it the what do they call it? The eye opener. And all this is like a little pillow. If you're into this stuff, you know what it is. Obviously, I'm speaking to the humans who are not familiar with any of this stuff. It's just like a little pillow, and it's got some gel inside of it. At least it feels like some gel. And the idea is you put this in the microwave. Microwave one eye opener at a time for 30 seconds only. You have necessary reheat. Anyways, you heat this up. You put this in the microwave, and then you apply it on the edges. You set it on the edges to warm up the adhesive and loosen it up. I don't even have a microwave right now, so I'm not going to do that. I do have a heat gun, and that's what I'm going to use to heat the edges, and then use one of these tools, these guitar picks, and open this up. I'm sure that's all they are, is just guitar picks. That's what they look like, but a pry tool. At any rate, I'm a little nervous. This is a trash phone. We don't need it. We don't use it, but I do want to get into fixing items, and I thought maybe this would be a really good way to get this started. Is a phone that we don't use, a trash phone, and maybe I'll sell it for $50 after I invest $100 in fixing this. But at any rate, let me turn on my my heat gun, and we shall get this started. I honestly don't know how hot I need to have this. I don't know at what temperature to have it on. Currently, the heat gun is reading 180. I'm sure it's going to climb. I think I set it to like 220. But I'm going to heat the edges and try and loosen up that adhesive. We'll see how the editing process goes, but I may not keep all of this in the video. This is boring stuff, tedious stuff. We'll see how long this lasts. But again, I'm doing that Pixel XL, replacing the screen. The screen isn't super bad for a phone that's ancient in technology terms, but again, it's got that burn. So I'm gonna replace that. If I was smart, I would have turned it on for you guys so you guys can see what it looks like, but you know what a burned screen looks like. It kind of keeps the images burnt into the screen, and they never really go away. That's what I'm talking about when I say the screen is burnt. Yeah, I've got my heat gun currently at 220 degrees. I could bump it up more, but I think for me, until I get comfortable, I'm not gonna do that. I think this is the edge, the bottom edge, that they say be careful with a little bit more from the stuff that I've studied to repair this stuff. I don't know what that means, but they do say the tolerance for how far you can pry with the guitar pick up top and down below is quite a bit. The difference anyways. I think half an inch up at the top, and then half of that, so quarter of an inch, if not less, down below. But we'll find out. We'll find out why here in a little bit, hopefully. I don't know how people do this mobile. There's a lot of humans that repair phones, and they do it mobile. Again, I'm not a professional tech. I don't know that I ever will become one. But I do want to repair stuff, resell it to make money. But it's more taking in stuff that people don't want instead of repairing. But I do see a lot of humans who do this mobilely. There's quite a few that just do it out of their car. And I know the heat gun that I have right now is not something you can plug into a 12 volt. So I'm wondering how people do this. Did they just go for it? It looks like it, but... And I'm sure a lot of the times they're just working with broken screens, so it doesn't matter all that much to maintain the screen all in one. I'm not too worried about the screen either, but it's just fascinating that people do this out of their cars and make a pretty decent living doing so. All of that. I'll place this there. Oh man, at this point, if I actually do end up fixing this, it'd be a miracle. I'm gonna try and pry this open now. Okay. Okay. So now I am separating. Oh yeah, you see that glue there? Quite a bit. I'm going to keep one there. I'm going to open up another one. This is the one that came with from Repair Universe. I think that's the company name. Let me take one out from, and maybe I should start it off with these ones to begin with. But I have read to keep one in there. Oh yeah, there's a huge difference. Huge difference. I'm going to try and put my finger there so it doesn't go in further than what it needs to. Now, I can't see what you see, so hopefully I'm doing a good enough job at... Oh yeah, that's coming off. I think maybe I warmed it up a little bit too much, because that thing is coming off pretty easy so far. Oh, hopefully I don't turn it on well. Whoa. Oh, see, this side I'm probably gonna have to warm up again. Now what I'm thinking is I probably should have kept one back here. One of these picks. I probably should have kept one on this side and just did multiple ones. No, I don't think it's not needed. Not for me anyways. It's not needed. Okay. I'm going to keep one there. This side I haven't warmed up enough. So I am going to warm this one up a little bit more. I don't think I need the suction cup anymore. First time I've done it quite like this. This is a pretty new experience for me. Let's see what happens. Oh yeah, I see what they mean. Again, I'm not worried about messing up the screen, but now I get it. The edges are part of the screen. So if you go in too deep, I don't know if you can notice, but on that corner, I essentially messed up the screen. So luckily for me, it was already busted, but I don't know if you can tell, like in the corner, it's not focusing. I basically dug into the screen and ruined it, messed it up. So now I get why they want you to stay away from the edges and only go in a tiny bit. I will say though, this is a lot more difficult than I thought it would be. Oh man, I don't know if you can hear that, but like you heard it separating. Oh no, look at that. I know for sure it wasn't supposed to do that. So the glass, look at that. The glass came off, but the screen itself is still on there. That's a no bueno thing, because the screen is supposed to come with the glass. Unless I'm dumb, and that's not the way it works. But I did go on the iFixit website, and I was trying to see how it goes. But look at how much I'm trying to pry, and it's just not happening. Did I grab the glass on accident? Is there something else? Yeah, I think I might have grabbed the glass and not the assembly. That makes no sense. That makes... Below, it did not want to do that. Yeah, look at that. Just the glass. That is... Unless I'm wrong, this is not what should have happened. And all of this together, and maybe that's why we had the burned images. Like, I don't know. I don't understand this enough. I'm gonna set this somewhere off to the side. But yeah, this is crazy. This should have came up with this. As far as I understand it, it should have all came together. So now this turned into a more complex fix, if we want to call it that. But yeah, weird. So weird. So now my question is, like, how do I do this? Like, do I just, whoa, no good. Let's see a guitar pick. Yeah, this is, did I heat it up too much and that's why it's doing this? I don't know. If the two people that are watching this understand what I did wrong, or maybe this happens from time to time, like maybe this is part of it. Whoa. I gotta be careful with the ribbon cable. I'm not worried about the ribbon cable because I am replacing this entire thing. What I am worried about is messing up the actual connector. So this is how it should have came out, but all together. So I am wondering, it doesn't make sense because I didn't heat up the center. I mean, you've seen it, I was heating up the edges, but maybe I did heat up the center enough to make it adhere, or maybe this is why we seen the burn images. I believe these are the T5s, the Torx. So let me see which ones I need. Tiny little screws. I'm gonna do this, and then I'm gonna, yeah, this one was the one. So I'm gonna apologize for my poor choice of lighting. I thought one to the side would be fine, but obviously it's not. Set that right here. It's not going in. Here we go. Set the screws off to the side. And now, because I have them, I'll do what other humans do, and that's grab these with the tweezers unnecessarily. And then now try and disconnect this. I'm hoping this didn't warm up that much, and now it's gonna adhere. Yeah, see, that's also not coming out as easy as it should be coming out. So now I'm afraid that no, there we go. That was not bad. So anyways, here we go. I'm gonna clean up the edges with some alcohol. I need to get some Q-tips. I wasn't fully prepared with my Q-tips, but I'm gonna go get those. Scrape this off. I know you could use this tool right here to scrape all of that off, but I think it's so gummy and it's so gunky. It's just so old that I'm gonna need to scrape this for quite some time. Now, I'm not gonna bore you with that, so I'll come back a little bit later. All right, so I tried to clean this as best as I could, and a few things were concerning. As I was cleaning this, like I was dusting off all of that stuff right there, and one of the things I noticed is that when I pulled off the screen, obviously you've seen it, a lot of that came up with the screen itself. So I don't know if that's going to affect the way the new screen works. I'm hoping that it doesn't, but like, it was just flaking off. So there's not a whole lot that I want to do about it. I'm sure I can order that whole assembly part and do it. The glue was also just, oh man, it's on there. It's living on there. So we'll see how the new adhesive But I want to replace the battery. I do want to replace the battery. The battery is pretty bad on this. It doesn't last very long. Again, it's an old phone. We had given it to my daughter, and it just not really working. So I'm going to take this apart. I'm not sure if you can read what I'm working on, but I'm trying to keep these kind of in the same order that I'm taking them out. And sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. But so far, I don't think there's a big difference in the size and screws. But again, if I keep them in order, then sometimes it matters. Sometimes it matters. Let me take this off. Yay. So now I've got two up top. Well, yeah, there's some clips here that hold it right there. But I do need to essentially use a pick, and try and get in there. I'm just not getting in there. But I keep pressing that button. Keep pressing that button. I'm hoping that doesn't shock me. So I'm bringing this up closer to my face, and I forget that you're not on my face. You are on my chest. That's where I got the camera, is on my chest. So I need to remember to do things around chest level. Break this. Oh, there we go. There we go. There we go. Oh, I heard one of the clips. Heard one of the clips loosen up in the way, but I'm trying to keep this as close as possible to a 90-degree angle. There we go. Oh, okay. So I'm wondering if now it's just gonna pop off, or yep, it just popped off. Cool. So that's separate. You just need to learn how to pry it open. What's all been scaring me for a while is not any of the stuff that I just did, but this ribbon cable right here. This one is it's scaring me. I'm a little intimidated by it, because I have to separate it, have to take it off, and then not mess it up. And that's going to be a little rough. So I think I'm going to try and use this. Oh no, that separates it too much. But I do need this to loosen up, obviously. Oh, let's see. Oh, that's not too bad. But I don't want to scrunch it up. That's my biggest problem, is I don't want to roll it. Scrunch it up, roll it. And it seems like that's what's happening right now. It seems like it does want to come up, like it's not. Oh, yeah, there we go. Nice. Now, do I need tweezers for this, or can I use my hand for this? That's not bad. That's not terrible. So the bad thing about using tweezers is you can't feel the resistance as much. So I think I'm going to use my hand, because I can feel if something is what I see now. That's where I'm cool. I don't need to go any further. Keep that down. And then where's my little, oh, it's right here, right next to me. Where's my little pry tool? Just separate this. Yeah, see, like I need enough to see, but not. This is where it gets scary for me. There we go. There we go. That wasn't too bad. I didn't have too much fun with it, but it wasn't too bad. Now I need to take this one out. Hopefully you can see it, this U-shaped one. So this is, again, I argue this is where being an expert comes in handy, because you know how aggressive you can be with it. I mean, it's not focusing like I want it to, but these are pretty tiny little things that you have to get in there and pry it open. Now I do know from watching other people do batteries just in general, that these get stuck. They do provide like a little sticker for you, supposedly, where you can tear this and then take it off, but it seems like I don't know if you can see the perforations right there in the middle. Supposedly so that you can grab that and then pry it using that sticker. But for everyone that I've seen that did it what I would call for reals, they needed to just pry it, because there's adhesive down at the bottom, which I'm not going to do for this phone. Again, if I was a professional and this was a client's, then maybe I would do it. And even then, I don't know that I would. But because this is a phone that is not for a client, I may sell it. I may just try and not lose as much money as I've already invested in this. I'm not too worried about the money. It's a $50 phone at best. I have already paid more than the phone is currently worth in battery. I think the battery was $10 if I'm not mistaken. The screen was $70. It's $60, and then I paid $10 for the kit. So, and here is the battery. Yeah, see these adhesives, I think they're just old. They're just, look at that, it got stuck. They're just ancient. It's a really old phone. It came apart, but that's the battery. Yeah, see, supposedly you're supposed to grab this and it tears, but see, I can't even do that. I can't even grab that tab. But you grab it and you rip it, and then it's supposed to pull up from down below, but can't even do that just because the adhesive is just on there. So anyways, that's the old battery, and let's get the new battery. Well, I don't know if it's actually a new battery, if it's a new to me battery, but they sold it as new. One thing I am noticing is that this one seems thinner. No, it was just about the same. So here is the new one. Supposed to kind of fold this over in order for it to fit, and then this is going to go right there. Again, I'm not going to do the adhesive. Generally speaking, you would add an adhesive to this, but I am not going to do an adhesive. I'm counting on there's enough already in there that I don't need to. We should tuck that back in a little bit. Let's get this antenna. I believe that's the antenna. Oh, does it go underneath here? Or is that just... Yeah, there we go. Goes underneath there. There we go. There we go. And try and take that to the edge. Okay. I'm glad you're not seeing my face right now. This is where you make those weird faces. Now it's not aligning as much as I want it to, because this needs to be pushed over a little bit, so I'm hoping that's not too much of a problem for this to click in. But it needs to click in right there, and it's not. See, because it's not fully aligned. So, and it won't move, it won't budge anymore. Uh-oh, am I going to be able to even fix this? This is not aligning. It's not aligning the way I need it to. Oh, there it is. There it is. But you can see how like it's off a little bit. So it's in there, it's connected. We'll see if it doesn't break when we apply the other layer to this, because it's not fully aligned, and I'm not liking that. I can't move this more. Like it already hit the edge on everything that it needs to do. So like the battery seems to be properly centered or aligned or where it needs to be. It's this that seems to be off. The ribbon cable seems to be not all the way. That snapped in though. Bring this back. We first need to connect that one. I don't know if you heard it, but I got the snap. And then now let's connect the top. I'm going to use my hands. Yep. It seems like it did what it needed to. Now to put that back. I'm just making sure it's fully aligned. It kind of popped out a little bit, and now it's back in. Hopefully I did that correctly. Hopefully I did what it needed to. Awesome. So that's done right there. The battery's done. I think it's going to work. We shall see. I'm not going to spend too much time like cleaning this. It's not like horrendous. It's not awesome. There's some oxidation over here. But I'm not going to worry about it too much. I'm just going to put it back on. Again, this is just for me to have content, make this video, and learn how to do this stuff. So it's not, yeah, see that? That is not going to go back in. I'm thinking it's just the way the battery, oh, that felt like it broke. That felt like it snapped. Hopefully it didn't. Okay, snapping back in place. Don't know if it's gonna work, Yeah, see that little, sorry, a little off camera there, but that felt is like just disintegrating almost. So cool. Now let's put the screws back on. This one goes here. I try not to stab the camera. Now it said that these were going to be different screws, different size torque screws, but they're fitting, so I don't know if I'm just getting lucky or what's going on. Now, if you remember, I did put these in order. I don't think you have to do this with this one. I don't think it matters too much, but just out of an abundance of caution, I'm going to do it like that. I'm going to try and clean this up. I'm more worried about these edges really right here than anything else. Yeah, so you can kind of see where. And it wouldn't hurt to clean the camera a little bit either. So I think that's going to have to do. That's just going to have to be good enough. Some of it is still coming off, but it seems like it's mostly the color that's coming off, not the adhesive itself. So there's that. I'm going to put this ear protector on before I forget. This is going to be one of those things where I forget it. I'm going to use my teeth. See, it does come out. Oh, there it is. There's one, and then there's the other one. I forget which one's which, or if there is another one that I'm supposed to use, but I think it's this one that is actually for the top. And the only clue I got to go off of is that it's square. That's like my biggest hint, is that it's square. So I don't know if I put this on first or if I should just wait. I'm gonna wait, actually. Never done this. Don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Surprised that was the first. I think that was the first time I used bad words on this video. I'm pretty bad at using bad words. Actually, I'm pretty good at it. I use a lot of bad words, and I'm not too worried about it, but some of you guys get so offended. You clutch those pearls pretty well when humans use bad words. Okay. 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 I really like that it has the blue. I like that it has the blue film, whatever that is. It really helps out. Uh-oh. Does that whole thing come off? I'm assuming that whole thing comes off. So, yeah, this is where it's going to be trouble for me. I've got OCD, and folks, I need this to be perfect. And that is not going to happen. But my brain is... This is another reason why I probably can't do this professionally. Actually go to people's homes and do this for a living. Because people would be like, what is taking that dude so long? Is it really that complex? And the reality is, I just need this to be like perfect. And it's not going to happen. So right now, as long as it's good enough, it's going to have to do. Again, I appreciate that it has that film, this blue film. I did okay. I didn't do bad. I'm not gonna win any awards because of it, but it's actually not that bad. I hope I got a good shot of it. Look at that. I'm sorry if you can't see it, because I'm trying to do it, and look, it's not actually staying down. Whoa, this is gonna be one messed up phone. Okay, the rest of it was pretty okay, but yeah, no, it's actually not okay. It's sticking more to the blue than to the actual phone, which very well could be my thing, but I don't think so. Like, I don't think so. Yeah, see, a lot of this, it did not line up. So that's definitely my fault, kind of. Oh no, that's bad. Okay. It went onto the edge. So I'm wondering if it was because the blue was misaligned, and you've seen it. It wasn't just me thinking that it was wrong. It was misaligned. Like this part was not on the blue, so I could touch it, if that makes sense. Okay, it's aligned. It's aligned. Sorry if you guys can't see what I'm doing, but like I'm running out of space. It's not like hitting the table and then getting you guys to see this, and then I have to also know what I'm doing. So anyways, I'm not going to bore you with this. I just need to realign that sticker and then put the screen back together. And I think next time you guys see this, you guys have seen this stuff before. You've seen me struggle with it. Yeah, I'm just going to align this and have to redo it. All right, so I was going to align this off camera, but this right here is coming in super clutch all day long. Again, I wish this camera would focus properly. Aside from my lighting is just atrocious at the moment. But this is actually helping me line this thing up. I'm also considering that when I separated this one over here, when I tried to lift it up and separate it, that I may have stretched it. So I'm gonna have to cut over here. It's just the slightest little, I don't know if you can see that it's elevated a little bit. Again, this camera is not focusing the way I need it to, but yeah, this is really helping me align it. And then because it's got a point to it, I can stab it and then shift and move it off to the edge. They also don't give you much. There's like very little that they give you to add adhesive to it, which is, I guess I get it. I understand you're trying to add a screen to a piece of plastic. I get it, but how tiny is that? Again, I just wanted to turn this back on to kind of show you this, how this is. This tool right here has come in clutch a couple times already, but it brings up the rest of them as well. There we go. That wasn't that bad. So I take that back. iFixit has thought of basically everything. You just have to be as smart as they are to get the stuff down. Yeah, so that's a bummer. I should have put that in first, but I honestly didn't want to. Anyways, it's all right. It is what it is at this point. They have another one. I don't know what that one's for. Maybe down below for. But let's grab the actual screen now. Excuse my mess. Let's grab the actual screen. So here we go. Wow. Here we go. See, this is how the screen should have came off, and it didn't. See, now I'm worried about that. There's like, it came scratched like that from this. So now I'm super concerned that it's not going to work out the way I want it to, because that's definitely scratched, and it's from that. I've waited so long that they're probably not going to replace it. But oh well, it's at this point I just want to get this thing done. I'm gonna press that in. This is where it gets tough, because you can't. I need to click it in. Maybe. I heard something click. But at this point, that click may not be a good thing. It may not be a positive thing. Let me see. I am gonna try and turn it on. Oh. And I know the screen needs to calibrate, so now I can't touch it. Let me turn it back off. See if I can. I don't know if you can see that, but let me. It's power off. Oh, yeah, so it's all right. So it didn't need to calibrate. Now let's add this little bracket. I don't think you can. I mean, like, I have to touch the adhesive. Like, there's, like, how else do I set it down? How else do I think it's one of those things you just have to make a choice, and it's just like, there's either I break the screen or I touch the adhesive. It's kind of like this right now. Like, I'm making a choice of giving you bad video so I don't break the thing that I'm trying to fix just for the sake of the video. It seems like it's pretty okay video. Well, there's only one thing left to do, and that is trying to align this screen. There we go. Now I'm going to press it in. I didn't like that crack. Oh no. I don't like the sound of cracking right now. I hope it wasn't. I hope it wasn't this green. Oh boy. Unfortunately, I wasn't smart enough to give you a before and after. But I mean, I know what it used to look like, and this is significantly better. I honestly do think the screen chipped up here. I don't think it broke it or anything, but this is all bent, so I don't think there was any way to get it in there. So, but yeah, I mean, but it's working. So in terms of fixed, it's fixed. I struggled a lot more than I should have. I'm gonna heat this up and get it warm just so that the adhesive can work a little bit better. But other than that, like I'm gonna call this a success. Huh. Yay.